ये आकाशवाणी है। कार्यक्रम संवाद के अंतर्गत प्रस्तुत है जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख के सशक्तिकरण और विकास पर केंद्रित श्रृंखला के पहले अंक में नागरिकों के लिए स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं।
किसी भी देश की समृद्धि में स्वास्थ्य नागरिक महत्वपूर्ण भूमिका निभाते हैं। स्वास्थ्य सुविधाएं देश के वंचित वर्ग को भी मिले, इसके लिए केंद्र सरकार की महत्वाकांक्षी योजना है आयुष्मान भारत। सुदूर केंद्र शासित प्रदेश जम्मू कश्मीर लेह लद्दाख प्रकृति के ऐसे अनुपम क्षेत्र हैं जहां भरपूर संसाधन उपलब्ध हैं। यहाँ के नागरिकों को स्वास्थ्य सुविधाएं भी मिले, इसके लिए सरकार ने आयुष्मान योजना का दायरा और विस्तृत किया है। आयुष्मान भारत योजना केंद्र सरकार की महत्वाकांक्षी योजनाओं में से एक है। इसके अंतर्गत देश में लगभग 40 करोड़ लोगों को 5 लाख रुपए तक मुफ्त इलाज की सुविधा उपलब्ध कराई जाती है। जम्मू कश्मीर आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत सबसे अधिक स्वर्ण कार्ड जारी करने वाला देश का पहला राज्य बन गया है। यह भी कहा जा सकता है कि गोल्डन कार्ड से आयुष्मान हुई जिंदगी। और जानकारी के साथ हमारे श्रीनगर संवाददाता।
आयुष्मान भारत प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना जम्मू कश्मीर के नागरिकों के लिए काफी फायदेमंद साबित हुई है। ये 6,13,000 परिवारों के लक्ष्य के लिए प्रति परिवार 5 लाख की व्यापक वित्तीय सुरक्षा प्रदान करती है। योजना के तहत जम्मू कश्मीर में अब तक 11,42,000 से अधिक ई गोल्ड कार्ड बनाए गए हैं और लगभग 3.5 लाख परिवार इससे लाभान्वित हुए हैं। आंकड़ों के अनुसार लाभार्थियों के 58,409 चिकित्सा दावों पर 30 करोड़ से अधिक की राशि खर्च की गई है। उल्लेखनीय है कि आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत जम्मू कश्मीर देश के अग्रणी राज्यों और केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों में से एक है। श्रीनगर से मैं सुनील कौल।
जीवन है तो रोग भी है। कई बार महंगे इलाज के कारण आम नागरिक स्वास्थ्य सुविधाओं से वंचित रह जाता है, लेकिन इस योजना के तहत पूरे जम्मू कश्मीर को 43.25 करोड़ रुपए की राशि जारी की गई है। स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं का दायरा बढ़ाया गया है और 120 करोड़ रुपए जम्मू और 120 करोड़ रुपए श्रीनगर के लिए निर्धारित किए गए हैं। योजना के तहत मान्यता प्राप्त 160 सार्वजनिक और निजी अस्पतालों को जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख से जोड़ा गया है। इनमें 75,000 से अधिक लोगों ने चिकित्सा सुविधाओं का लाभ लिया है। जम्मू कश्मीर देश में अकेला केंद्र शासित प्रदेश है जिसके पास अब 2 एम्स होंगे। इस घोषणा पर प्रसन्नता व्यक्त करते हुए विद्यार्थी उपासना महाजन ने कहा है,
सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट ने हमारे जम्मू एंड कश्मीर यूटी के लिए काफी डेवलपमेंट किया। हर फील्ड में वो बहुत ज्यादा डेवलपमेंट कर रहे हैं। हाल ही में हमारे यहाँ पे 7 न्यू मेडिकल कॉलेजेस एस्टैब्लिश हुए हैं एंड दैट्स अ वेरी गुड साइन फॉर द हेल्थ सेक्टर। अभी बहुत रिमोट एरियाज में बहुत से लोगों को प्रॉब्लम होता था हॉस्पिटल तक रीच करने में, बट अभी इतने सारे कॉलेजेस खुलने के बाद फैसिलिटीज बहुत ज्यादा इम्प्रूव हो चुकी हैं। People can take more admissions, more doctors would be available. So this is a very good sign for development and I really thank central government for all these work and development.
श्रीनगर के जैना कदल से इशफाक ने बताया कि टीकाकरण से उनके बच्चे का स्वास्थ्य अच्छा हो रहा है।
बच्चों को जब पैदा होते हैं तो पेट में होते हैं तो वो टीका लगाते हैं, बच्चा तंदुरुस्त रहता है, बहुत अच्छा रहता है। हाँ, सोवरा हॉस्पिटल जाते हैं। मैं यही कहना चाहता हूँ सरकार से बहुत अच्छा किया है इन्होंने, क्योंकि गरीब गुरबा जो है बेचारे बच्चे जिनको वो प्राइवेट में नहीं कर सकते हैं तो वो बेचारे हॉस्पिटल में जाते हैं, क्योंकि फैसिलिटी भी बहुत है पर वहाँ तो उनको फायदा होता है। हर एक मजहब कहता है कि इम्यूनिटी इससे बढ़ती है और हिफाजत रहती है, ये इस्लाम भी कहता है। फिर तो खुदा की वो तो पता है, मगर टीका तो जरूर लगाने हैं सर बच्चों को, इससे उनको सेहत अच्छा रहेगा। क्योंकि अगर टीका पूरा नहीं लगेगा तो इससे बच्चा तंदुरुस्त नहीं रहेगा, बीमारियों से बचता है। इस तरह वो उठा सकते हैं, वो भी जिस तरह हम भी उठाया तो उनको भी बोल सकते हैं ये लगा से अच्छी सीखी है तो इससे और भी लगा बच्चों को, ठीक है, हॉस्पिटल में फायदा है।
जम्मू से डॉक्टर निरुपम गुप्ता बताते हैं कि इंद्रधनुष कार्यक्रम के जरिए केंद्र शासित प्रदेश में बच्चों को बहुत सुविधा मिल रही है और उनका स्वास्थ्य बेहतर हो रहा है।
मिशन इंद्रधनुष को 25 दिसंबर 2014 को स्टार्ट किया गया था हमारी कंट्री में और इसका एम था कि हम लोग चाहते थे कि 2 साल के नीचे के जितने भी बच्चे हैं उनकी जो वैक्सीनेशन इम्यूनाइजेशन कवरेज है दैट शुड बी मोर देन 90%। और हमारा टारगेट जब ये स्टार्ट किया गया था तो इस प्रोजेक्ट का टारगेट था कि 2020 के बाद हम इस चीज को सस्टेन करना है। इंद्रधनुष जैसे कि नाम ही बताता है, इसमें हम 8 बीमारियां जिनको हम वैक्सीन से प्रिवेंट कर सकते हैं उनको कवर करते हैं। इनमें बीमारियां जो कवर होती हैं, डिप्थीरिया, बर्ड फ्लू जिसको काली खांसी भी कहते हैं, टेटनस, पोलियो, उसके बाद इसमें हम मीजल्स जिसे हम हिंदी में खसरा कहते हैं उसको भी कवर करेंगे। ट्यूबरकुलोसिस, टीबी की जो सीरियस फॉर्म्स होती हैं बच्चों में उनको हम प्रिवेंट करते हैं इसके साथ। हेपेटाइटिस बी जो कि जॉन्डिस की वजह होती है, बैक्टीरिया को हम कवर करते हैं। HIV जिससे कि ब्रेन का इन्फेक्शन और निमोनिया होता है। इंद्रधनुष के साथ जो है हमारा कवरेज जो लास्ट हमारे पास डाटा अवेलेबल है, नवंबर 2018 तक हमारी 83% कवरेज अचीव हो गई है, जो कि काफी सराहनीय काम है। हमारी JNK से इंद्रधनुष प्रोजेक्ट जो है वो अच्छे से चल रहा है। हमारे जितने गवर्नमेंट हॉस्पिटल्स हैं, चाहे वो सिटी में है, कहीं दूर दराज इलाके में है, जहाँ भी है, जो जितनी हमारी पॉपुलेशन है इसके बारे में अवेयर है। हमारे जितने हेल्थ एम्प्लॉइज हैं वो रेगुलर बेसिस पे इसके बारे में पेरेंट्स को अवेयर करते हैं। जब किसी बच्चे का जन्म होता है उनके पेरेंट्स को उसी समय जो है इसके बारे में इन्फॉर्म किया जाता है। और डिफरेंट एरिया से हमारी जो कवरेज हमारी इंद्रधनुष की JNK स्टेट में है वो काफी अच्छी चल रही है।
और अब चलते हैं लद्दाख, लेह लद्दाख और कारगिल की तरफ। आयुष्मान भारत प्रधानमंत्री जन आरोग्य योजना हिमालय की उत्तरी सीमाओं में आशा की किरण बन गई है। सीमित संसाधनों के साथ शेष दुनिया से 6 महीने कटे रहने वाले इस क्षेत्र में स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं की अपनी चुनौतियां हैं, लेकिन आयुष्मान भारत चिकित्सा कार्यक्रम लद्दाख क्षेत्र के लिए आशा की किरण बन गया है। लेह और कारगिल में 70% से अधिक लोगों को आयुष्मान भारत के गोल्डन कार्ड जारी किए गए हैं। जिन लोगों को 2014 की जनगणना में कवर नहीं किया गया था, उन्हें भी इस योजना की पात्रता दी गई है। आयुष्मान भारत योजना के तहत स्वास्थ्य और चिकित्सा लाभ लेने के लिए लद्दाख में 10 सार्वजनिक अस्पतालों को सूचीबद्ध किया गया है। विभिन्न बीमारियों के लिए अलग अलग पैकेज तैयार किए जाते हैं। गुर्दे की बीमारियों के लिए सप्ताह में 2 बार डायलिसिस करवा रही एक लद्दाखी महिला डायलिसिस कहती हैं कि आयुष्मान भारत से उनको बहुत मदद मिली है। पहले वे अपना इलाज कराने के लिए दिल्ली जाती थीं और उनकी सारी बचत भी समाप्त हो गई थी क्योंकि इसमें बहुत खर्च आता था। अब आयुष्मान भारत की मदद से वे यहीं के अस्पताल में अपना इलाज करा रही हैं और उनके चेहरे पर फिर से मुस्कान आ गई है।
इधर हमको फ्री में डायलिसिस का सकते, नहीं तो दिल्ली में बहुत खर्चा होता है। दिल्ली पहले बहुत साल बैठा जी, फिर इधर आके पिछला साल 6 महीना इधर बैठा, अभी 2 महीना हो रहा है। भगवान की मेहरबानी से इतना ज्यादा साल हुआ जी, बीच में 4 साल हम डायलिसिस किया। गोल्डन कार्ड से सब कुछ फ्री है जी। हाँ, इतना मेहरबान गवर्नमेंट की मेहरबानी से अभी तक जिया है, नहीं तो कितने का खर्चा कहाँ से लगा।
ताशी राफ्सन के दादा श्वास संबंधी बीमारियों से ग्रसित हैं और अब आयुष्मान भारत के जरिए मिले कार्ड से उन्हें काफी राहत मिली है।
मेरे दादाजी का नाम है ताशी राफ्सन है। वो अभी बहुत बीमार है। योजना के तहत जो उसका इलाज चल रहा है क्योंकि गरीब है, तो अभी पैसा बहुत लगा है तो उसको मतलब इलाज करना मुश्किल था क्योंकि उसकी मतलब लांग में पानी भरा है। अभी ये योजना लाया उससे बहुत फायदा हो रहा है। आयुष्मान भारत देखिए हमारा जो गोल्डन कार्ड है उसकी वजह से पूरा फ्री मिल रहा है तो बहुत लाभ हो रहा है।
न केवल लेह और लद्दाख में बल्कि कारगिल में भी इसी तरह की सुविधाओं की कहानी कही जा रही है। डोडा जैसे पड़ोसी जिलों में भी आयुष्मान भारत के तहत इलाज कराने लोग लेह पहुंचते हैं। केंद्र शासित प्रदेश जम्मू कश्मीर के स्वास्थ्य क्षेत्र पर पत्रकार अदिति टंडन ने स्वास्थ्य और चिकित्सा शिक्षा विभाग के वित्त आयुक्त अटल डुल्लो से बातचीत की है। आइए सुनते हैं क्षेत्र में स्वास्थ्य सेवाओं के विस्तार के बारे में।
The Health and Medical Education Department of Jammu and Kashmir has in the last few years shown tremendous improvement in terms of a range of health indicators. Legal and policy framework has been also structured and strengthened in the UT of J&K. Improvement in health infrastructure has taken place, especially over the last 1 year. Human resources have been added. Medical education has been improved. Nursing colleges have also come up. Mr. Dullo, a range of health parameters for J&K have shown a lot of improvement. For instance, Jammu and Kashmir has already achieved the Sustainable Development Goal target for under 5 mortality and has already reached 23 under 5 mortality rate against 1,000 live births, whereas the SDG target until 2030 is 25. And also on the infant mortality rate, J&K has done rather well. What, according to you, have been the major improvements in the health sector in the UT?
As you have very rightly said, that Jammu and Kashmir has done quite well, an impressive performance as far as improvement in health indicators is concerned. Our infant mortality rate is 22, which is 6th lowest in the country. The under 5 mortality rate, as you very rightly said, we have already achieved the Sustainable Development Goals 9 years or 10 years ahead of target. Our total fertility rate is 1.6, which is below replacement level. That means we are a declining population. Our life expectancy at birth is 72 years, which is highest in the country. Our full immunization is 97%, which is third highest in the country, and institutional delivery is 92%. We have a robust public health delivery system, which has improved over the last 1 or 2 years, and we are seeing the results of that in the shape of the indicators.
Right. Mr. Dullo, also it's important to mention here that the Niti Aayog's health index that was released last year had actually hailed Jammu and Kashmir's performance among the front-runner states. And it was stated that incremental health performance in the UT of Jammu and Kashmir, at that time, of course, the state, because the index was released in 2019, that J&K was improving incrementally much better than many other states. So I just wanted to understand from you that over the past 1 year, a lot of new infrastructure and framework policies have come up in the UT of J&K. For instance, it has been already said that a new healthcare investment policy will be implemented in the state, which effectively means the corporate sector, which was until last year not allowed to go and set up medicities in Jammu and Kashmir, will now be allowed to do that. What is the progress on that level, sir?
Yeah, we have already issued the healthcare investment policy, and there are attractive benefits in the shape of availability of land and subsidy for the prospective players. The operational guidelines have been issued. We had held a number of road shows in various cities in the country to attract investors, and we had got some good response from the investors. But then because of the COVID situation, we had to slightly slow down, and we are also looking at establishment of medicities. And we have also developed an Ayush Care investment policy to boost investment in the Ayush sector, and also a pharmaceutical policy to boost investment in the pharmaceutical sector. J&K, I think, is one of the very few states or UTs in the country which has a drug de-addiction policy, considering the size of the problem in this part of the country. So we are focusing on drug de-addiction also, especially of the youth. And with the abrogation of Article 370, now several various central laws have become applicable to the Jammu and Kashmir, like the Indian Pharmacy Act and the Indian Nursing Council Act, which are very useful in regulating nursing education and practice of pharmacy in Jammu and Kashmir.
Absolutely. Coming to the central schemes, Mr. Dullo, obviously the mother and the flagship scheme among the Ministry of Health programs is the Ayushman Bharat Mission, which was launched in Jammu and Kashmir on December 1, 2018, if I'm correct. And at that time, the objective of the scheme was to provide health insurance to about 6 lakh BPL poor families in the state at that time. And Jammu and Kashmir, of course, had emerged as the first in the country to record the highest percentage of families with at least one golden card during the very first 6 months of the launch of this Ayushman Bharat mission. What has been the progress under the Ayushman Bharat scheme, Mr. Dullo?
In fact, the progress under Ayushman Bharat has been very good. In fact, it was cited as a success story by the Honorable Home Minister also in the Rajya Sabha last year. And there are almost 6 lakh households which are covered with free health insurance cover of 5 lakh rupees. There are 11.46 lakh golden card holders in Jammu and Kashmir. And so far, around 83,000 patients have been treated. Now, considering the success of the Ayushman Bharat Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana, we have now decided to go for a universal health coverage scheme. So, which is to extend the benefits of Ayushman Bharat to all the residents of Jammu and Kashmir, and all the benefits, and they will be entitled to insurance of 5 lakh rupees per year every family. So this will benefit additional 15 lakh families in addition to the 6 lakh families which are covered under Ayushman Bharat. So this is a scheme which we are trying to roll out in the next 1 or 2 months. This will also be a game changer in Jammu and Kashmir.
Mr. Dullo, in monetary terms, you said 83,000 people have been treated, which means free hospitalization cover under the scheme. In monetary terms, how much financial relief has been given to the poor households in terms of hospital care?
This would be around 50 crore.
Around 50 crore. And I believe a lot of cardiac procedures have been opted for by people in Jammu and Kashmir as far as hospitalization and surgeries are concerned under the packages available in the Ayushman Bharat mission.
Yes, cardiac procedures, cancer treatment and dialysis procedures and other replacements of orthopedic surgeries. A whole range of services have been availed of by the people, both in public hospitals and in private hospitals.
Mr. Dullo, you also mentioned a very important policy just a while ago, the pharmaceuticals policy of 2020. So this effectively now means that a memorandum of association has been signed by the UT of Jammu and Kashmir and the National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority. What does it mean for a layman living in Jammu and Kashmir? Does it mean that earlier a lot of drugs were not being controlled as far as pricing is concerned and now a lot of drugs will become cheaper? How does it translate into benefits for common man?
I will come to the issue. We are setting up a price monitoring and research unit. So the National Pharmaceutical Pricing Authority, we have entered into an MOU with them and we have also received the funds from Government of India. Very soon this PMRU will be in position and we will be able to provide more affordable drugs and quality drugs to the people. But at the same time, there are schemes of Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers and also Ministry of Health to set up Jan Aushadhi Kendras and Amrit stores. So a large number of them have also come up, around 88 Jan Aushadhi Kendras and 12 Amrit stores have come up in the last 6 to 8 months in Jammu and Kashmir and they are indeed game changer. They are providing cheap drugs, affordable drugs of good quality and good efficacy to the people of Jammu and Kashmir.
Okay, and on the drug de-addiction front, which also was just mentioned by you, what is the scale of the problem of drug addiction in J&K, Mr. Dullo? And how old is the problem and how are you addressing it? Because it's believed that a lot of young population, because of lack of employment opportunity until a while ago, was actually getting drifted towards this.
It was an initiative taken by the Health and Medical Education Department to develop a drug de-addiction policy. Here we are focusing on integrative and rehabilitative approach. And we want that our hospitals, these drug addicts should be provided treatment in the hospitals. There should not be any stand-alone treatment centers because that stigmatizes the treatment of drug de-addiction. So the whole process has to be integrative and rehabilitative. So we are focusing on these aspects and we are targeting youth and there are a large number of departments which are working in a coordinated manner, be it the excise department, be it the police, be it the crime branch, be it the health department, be it the educational institutions, be it the information and public relations department. All of us are working together and putting our best foot forward to deal with this problem. Regarding the scale of the problem, yes, I agree that there is no authentic study about what is the scale of the problem. Actually, we may not be knowing the extent of the entire problem, but there are evidence to suggest that this problem is there and it is growing and we need to tackle this problem on a more effective basis.
Mr. Dullo, a lot of border states are facing the problem of substance abuse and drug addiction. For instance, Punjab has its own set of problems because it borders Pakistan and a lot of drugs come into Punjab through the Afghanistan route. You also border, Pakistan. What are the kind of substances being abused in J&K? What is your top challenge in that sector?
Yeah, there are a number of, opium is one of them and there are many others which these days these youth they have access to those drugs and they abuse these drugs and we have to deal with them. So the coercive policies are good, but more important is how to wean out the youth from this substance abuse. So that's where the importance of community awareness and treatment part comes in.
So are you also working with the local community leaders? For instance, a lot of states have started working with religious and faith leaders to wean people away, the youngsters away from drugs.
Yes, definitely. We are doing that in a large measure.
Okay. Sir, about the Medicity project, which seems extremely exciting as far as the economic revival of J&K is concerned, because for ages J&K was, actually bereft of investment. We had heard earlier that 2 areas had been already, shortlisted, Vijaypur in district Samba and Avantipura in district Pulwama of Kashmir. Has the land already been taken and acquired, sir?
Land has already been taken. Land is available. In fact, we had got some proposals also from some good investors and very workable proposals. We were working on it But then this COVID came and we all got busy with the COVID. And hopefully once this problem is over, we will work with these private investors and we will push this proposal of setting up of Medistage further.
Okay. And Mr. Dullu, since we are going through a major pandemic and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has also repeatedly mentioned the benefits of Ayush systems in strengthening the body immunity in this time. And you just said that Ayush Care investment policy has been approved. I think it was approved in April this year only. We heard of it. Are you going to integrate the Ayush systems with the existing hospital systems in J&K?
In fact, to a large extent, we have already done it. We have co-located our Ayush facilities in the allopathic systems, and in most of our hospitals are providing a choice of treatment, whether it is allopathic or Ayush. And Ayush includes mostly Ayurvedic and Unani in Jammu and Kashmir, although some people also prefer homeopathy. So we are into that. And we are also setting up Ayush hospitals, 50-bedded Ayush hospitals in some districts. And we are getting liberal assistance from the Ministry of Ayush, Government of India.
Is there a lot of interest in Ayush systems in the UT? Are people coming in, as you said, your interest is being developed?
Yes, certainly. In fact, in many places, especially in rural areas, the demand is more for the Ayush drugs than for the allopathic drugs. And we have to cater to this segment of the population.
Also, Mr. Dullu, earlier it was in the National Cancer Registry, which is run by the Indian Council of Medical Research. Some recent studies had shown that incidence of cancer in the Jammu and Kashmir region was on the surge. Although no major studies were conducted, specific studies district-wise, but that's the general opinion. What is the state doing to address that challenge?
Actually, you will be happy to know that with the support of Government of India, 2 state cancer institutes have been sanctioned for Jammu and Kashmir. In fact, Jammu and Kashmir would be the only UT or state in the country where 2 state cancer institutes have been sanctioned. In all other states, it is only 1 per state. So 1 state cancer institute has been sanctioned for Srinagar and 1 for Jammu, and work on this is going on. And in the meantime, this will be providing some 200-bedded state-of-the-art cancer hospital, 1 in Jammu, 1 in Srinagar, with high-end equipment and professionals to deal with cancer treatment. So this work is going on.
What is the burden of cancer in J&K, Mr. Dullu?
The burden of cancer has been seen to be increasing. In fact, there are certain kinds of cancers which seem to be increasing. In Jammu division, if we see some 2,000 to 3,000 patients, new patients are added every year. And the number is even more in case of Kashmir. Okay. And any specific cancers are rising? There are stomach cancers, there are lung cancers, there are brain tumors, there are other kinds of cancers, also throat cancers.
And I believe one of the cancer institutes is going to come up at Sher-e-Kashmir Institute of Medical Sciences in Sora.
Yes.
What is the status, sir? How long would we expect it to come up?
I think within 1 year it should be set up, and the Jammu one would be slightly maybe 6 months after that.
Okay, Jammu one will be later. And I think a huge outlay of around 18 crore has been incurred on the Sora Institute that we had heard from the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. And the total allocation is around 43 crore, 43.25 crore.
43 is the release. The total sanctioned amount is 120 crores for Jammu and 120 crores for Srinagar.
Okay.
So the ministry is committed to give us the funds. As and when we spend the funds, we'll get the money for the building part also and also for the equipment part.
But do you think, Mr. Dullu, the COVID pandemic has delayed health projects and infrastructure development a bit?
To some extent, yes, because the movement of labor has been restricted because of the lockdown and other things. But as and when we are seeing this unlock, this program going on. So now labor has started coming back to J&K. Usually we have labor from outside J&K working in J&K on construction works. So labor has also started arriving. I think pace of construction should also pick up.
I think the establishment of 2 All India Institutes of Medical Sciences for Jammu and Kashmir, again one at Jammu and one at Srinagar, is extremely significant, Mr. Dullu. How far are we from achieving that goal?
It's a very important project. Let me tell you, it is the most important project in Jammu and Kashmir. It satisfies the need of the entire region. One project costing 2,000 crores in Jammu and another project costing 2,000 crores in Kashmir. It will cater to all the requirements of providing super specialty services in Jammu and Kashmir. And I would again like to mention that J&K is the only UT or state in the country to have 2 aims. There is no other state or UT in the country which has 2 aims. So 2 aims and work on Samba has started already. By 2023, the aims at Samba will be ready, and by 2025, the aims at Avantipura will be ready. And we are also trying to start classes in aims Samba on makeshift arrangement basis this year. That is the ministry's initiative, and we are providing all possible support from the government of J&K side.
Absolutely. And right now, a lot of people from J&K have to go all the way to PGI in Chandigarh for treatment. So AIMS in J&K would be a huge relief for the local people. Mr. Dullo, the health and wellness centers are coming up. We hear around 400 have been set up, if I'm correct, under the Ayushman Bharat mission.
700 have already been set up. We have a target of setting up some 2,700 by December 2022, and we are on track. That is the Honorable Prime Minister's vision that every sub-center and every primary health center has to be converted into a health and wellness, Ayushman Bharat Health and Wellness Center, and we will be able to achieve that. We have a huge training capacity. We have already deployed almost 700 people, and another 500 people are mid-level health providers are undergoing training, and as and when their training is completed, they will also be deployed.
Right, sir. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
कार्यक्रम संवाद के अंतर्गत आप सुन रहे थे जम्मू कश्मीर और लद्दाख के सशक्तिकरण और विकास पर केंद्रित श्रृंखला के पहले अंक में नागरिकों के लिए स्वास्थ्य सेवाएं। ये कार्यक्रम आकाशवाणी के समाचार सेवा प्रभाग द्वारा प्रस्तुत किया गया। इसे आप हमारे मोबाइल ऐप न्यूज ऑन AIR पर भी सुन सकते हैं। इस कार्यक्रम के संबंध में अपनी प्रतिक्रिया आप हमें ईमेल कर सकते हैं। पता है airnsdtalks@gmail.com। ये कार्यक्रम फिर से सुनने के लिए लॉग ऑन करें हमारी वेबसाइट newsonair.com।